Hey everybody, how's it going? Real quickly, I just wanted to go through a demonstration of how I do parallel processing in my template. And I got this idea from Mikkel Zimler. He's got a fantastic YouTube channel for all things composing for media composers. But basically what you want to do is I've got my instruments routed to individual groups and then larger groups. As you can see here, there's the individuals, and then those are kind of feeding into the master groups, which are woodwinds, long and short, brass, long and short, etc., synths, hybrid stuff. And then those go out to my final delivery stems. So basically what I'm going to go through is how to do parallel processing and how to do, processing since we're outputting stems and you want all the stems to equal the stereo mix. And if were you to put processing on just the stereo mix and then try to output the stems, it basically wouldn't output to everything would be messed up and sound differently due to the signal flow and the processing, or it would take much longer to achieve what you're trying to achieve. And so here's a quick way to set up your template such that if you enjoy doing kind of mixed bus processing, you can have the best of both worlds and still do that. Heads up, you're going to need to use any plugins that have sidechain processing capability. But as long as they have that, you should be able to make this happen. So what you want to do is you want to put as I have, a kind of parallel processing bus between whatever the last step is in your group tracks and your stems. And I'll show you here on my mixer window. So basically, these are my master kind of tracks where I do all my processing going into the final stems. And so I'll do whatever kind of, I'll activate here any plugins with parallel processing that I want to use. A Pro L2 is, that's what Zimler demos on his video, and, like some kind of limiting or something like that. If you want to do anything like that, basically how you're going to do this is, like I said, you're going to create, I have it called, sidechain mix 1 here is this group track that's in between the stems and my master groups. You want to make sure that that output is not routed anywhere, because this is just going to be used for sidechain capability. You don't actually want to be able to hear this. So you want to create that, and then you want to send whatever the last step is before your final stems. You want to send those to that, which I have, as you can see, sidechain mix 1. That should be 0 all the way. And then basically, just continue to process your mix as you would. You'll dial in your settings. Let's say these are our settings for our limiter we want to use here. And then basically what you want to do is you want to activate whatever, kind of sidechain capabilities that the plugin has. You want to turn everything on. And then all the stems that at least are getting audio that you're outputting, you want to copy this over to all of them. And then you want to go to the, after you've done that, you want to go to the stereo mix bus, which we're not going to use anymore. And you want to go ahead and just deactivate that, turn that off, turn off the sidechain, so you don't get confused when you're routing things later on. And then you can just power off the plugin to save CPU. And then you want to go to that sidechain mix and send 100% to all the sidechain inserts that you have on your stems. So basically what this is going to do is this is now going to feed the signal of all of the instruments together to the individual inserts that are only processing one particular group. And the effect that that'll have is that'll basically inform the plugin, feed it that info such that it will react as if it was reacting to the stereo mix bus rather than just that individual group. And basically, another side note here, let's say you want to do a lot more processing and you're using quite a bit of your stems because you have a pretty dense arrangement. At least on Cubase, which is what I'm using, there are only 8 sends per track, per group track. And so if you run out and need more, what you can do is, and I have a blank one here just so I can duplicate it and use more later on, because there's no way to kind of like get rid of, if you duplicate if you duplicate a sidechain mix group track after it already has all these sends on it, then you have to, there's no way to get rid of them all simultaneously, which is super annoying. You have to go through one at a time, get rid of it, one at a time, get rid of it. So I just have a blank one that I can duplicate. And so if I needed another one, I could call it, duplicate this, call it sidechain mix 2. And then basically what you would want to do is your very last sidechain mix, you could just go ahead and send this to, you know, it's the blank one right now, but you could go ahead and just send that to sidechain mix 2. And then this would be feeding that signal through to the next one. And then you could go ahead and go to that one and continue to route it to any plugins that you would need. And then you can, you know, get as many sends as you need to as many inserts as you have on your final stems. So I hope that's helpful. Like I said, go ahead and check out Zimler's channel as well, and catch you next time.